Welcome to Breaking the Barrier, episode number 14. And I'm pretty sure I'm accurate with the episode count. But if you ask my co-host, and I'll get to him in a second, he knows that I always seem to forget. I'm at a Benz, folks, alongside my co-host. He's the one, the only. He's not here today. Huh. David Crosier is not here today. He's out. He's out right now. But, I always have a plan B up my sleeve. My co-host this week, special guest co-host, is none other than my fiance, Kate.
Hello, everyone.
We're doing this podcast from our couch in our home. We just decided to do the podcast right here, right now. We are broadcasting on the eve before Thanksgiving, the time where usually, back in the day, you would go out to the bar. Friends would get together and, rekindle an old friendship. That's what I would used to do back in the day. And I talk like as if I'm much older than I actually am. But anyways, Crosier was out on assignment this week. He couldn't do the show. But I have a very special guest co-host for this week, my fiance, Kate. And we've been sitting here enjoying our night. And now we're getting ready to bring to you Breaking the Barrier. Same concept as if Crosier was here, except for you don't have to deal with Crosier's voice this episode. So for 1 week, folks, you have a much prettier voice to listen to.
Thank you. It's hard to follow an introduction like that.
So, Kate, I know you really you listen time from time, but get the nerves out.
By doing what?
Talking, exactly doing what you're doing.
Yeah, this isn't normally what I do. I'm very nervous right now.
Well, you're a teacher. It's okay. You talk to kids, but I guess it's different when you're being recorded.
It is. I think the microphone scares me a little bit.
Well, see, folks, when we first met, I was working at the radio station, and I'll tell you what, being on the radio, it's not an easy thing to do. And I'll be honest, be on the radio, live radio that is, for that matter, is much smoother than actually just recording yourself. So like anytime Crosier and I'll admit this first, that it's not easy just to do a recording podcast like this. You get nervous. You want to make sure you hit all the you want to hit everything that you want to talk about through every episode. And I'll be honest, every time me and Crosier have an episode, there's one or two things that I really wanted to hit the head on for the show, and I forget. But when I'm on live radio, it's much easier. So, when I first met Kate, this was a few years ago, I was talking to her while I was doing a live episode. But anywho, we're going to keep going with the show for this week. I didn't want to just say forget about it at the last minute. Did that a few weeks ago when I had the crud. I'm still getting over the crud right now. But, we're back for this week. And then Crosier, hopefully, he gets through that BS that he didn't make it this week. He'll be back next week. And we'll go on with our regular scheduled show next week. But for this week, we have my very special guest co-host. It's a first to Breaking the Barrier, and I'm glad that she's on. I threw this at her at the last minute yesterday, and she was very nervous through a text message.
Yeah.
And she's nervous right now still. So, Kate, just get the jitters out. we were talking about Black Friday before we came on. Obviously, it's going to be starting on Thursday, on Thanksgiving evening. And I know you go out for Black Friday shopping. What are you most looking forward to for that?
I usually go out actually with my mom and my aunt, and it's kind of like a girl shopping trip type thing. It's something we get to do every year now for probably about the last 10 years or so, and it's just nice to look forward to it and spend time with family and get some good shopping in.
What are you getting me for Christmas?
You can't say that online.
But you can tell them. I mean, I won't listen.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
Oh, okay. Just thought I could try to see what you're getting me. But Black Friday shopping, that's not the biggest thing about, for some might think that's the biggest thing about this weekend, but it's Thanksgiving. We're not going to do any main event this week. Main event's going to be just talking about Thanksgiving. We both have a long day ahead of us tomorrow, going between two different places throughout the day, trying to make sure we get enough time in with both families. But we hope you all have a safe and wonderful Thanksgiving. We're not wrapping things up just yet. No, not just yet. I know Kate wants this to be over with as soon as possible so she doesn't feel like she's acted like a fool or anything. But, Black Friday's one thing, Thanksgiving's another. Crosier and I started this thing a couple weeks ago called Would You Rather. So, Kate, would you rather, another edition of Would You Rather, have Thanksgiving food, let me rephrase this. Would you rather eat Thanksgiving food on Thanksgiving, or would you rather eat it as leftovers?
I feel
So
like
which would you prefer? Thanksgiving food on Thanksgiving or the leftovers the next day?
I feel like there's no other option.
And what's the option?
You have to go with Thanksgiving, eating it on Thanksgiving.
See, why though? Why?
Because it's fresh.
Well, all right, that's a good answer. I'm the other way. I go with the leftovers.
Ew, so it's like soggy and melted together and nothing.
No. See what we do back in. I keep saying back in the day, but growing up, my mom would take toast the next day, toast it in the toaster, butter it up, put the turkey in a pot with gravy, mix it up, get it nice and hot, put it over toast. Oh, that was perfect.
That's good to know because you don't eat any leftovers ever.
That's not true. I eat leftover pizza.
Very rarely.
Cold pizza at that. I eat leftover fried chicken. That's actually better the next day. Fried chicken. Yeah, cold fried chicken.
All the grease is congealed and...
I don't even think about it. I just eat it.
Gross.
But the next day with the stuffing being fried, the mashed potatoes being fried, candied yams being put in the microwave. Oh, I'll take the leftovers the next day over Thanksgiving Day food.
No, nothing beats the day of.
Well, all right. So what is your favorite thing for food wise for Thanksgiving?
That's hard to say. It's like the best holiday for food. I'm gonna have to go with the stuffing. I think stuffing, but it has to have gravy on it, and it can't be too dry.
So I like a little bit of wet stuffing with the mix of dry. That to me is like the perfect stuffing, and people are probably wondering, well, how the hell do you get a mixture of both? You just somehow do it. It's the way you cook it. I know plenty of people that can perfect the wet to dry ratio, and it's delicious. You don't want a dry stuffing. That's the worst thing to do is have a dry stuffing and have people.
You're gonna have a rough Thanksgiving at my dad's tomorrow. Then.
I can't wait for him to listen to that.
The driest.
Well, I enjoy his. I should say I have never had his stuffing, but I enjoy a dry stuffing myself. I mean, too moist, not so much, but I like a dry stuffing. My favorite part about food-wise for Thanksgiving, go with the stuffing. Definitely the stuffing.
You can pick the same thing I picked.
But stuffing's my favorite, especially when it's my
not
mom's.
Good television.
No, this isn't television.
Whatever we're doing right now.
I remember. I won't even mention it. No, stuffing. All right. If I can't pick stuffing, then I'll pick the candied yams.
All right.
And now, if folks don't know what a candied yam is.
This is the South, Adam. Everyone knows what a candied yam is.
Oh, excuse me. We do have Crosier here. We do have a Crosier presence here making fun of me because of being from the North.
It's easy to make fun of.
I'm sure you're making Crosier proud right now, and he's gonna love hearing that. Oh man.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
Oh man, that's good. That's that. Now that's some good podcasts right there. Now you're letting the jitters out right there. You're doing good.
Thanks. I'm trying.
So we got Black Friday coming up. We also have Thanksgiving. Well, you're going to be listening to this on Thanksgiving or whenever you do end up listening to this week's episode. Going to be published on Thursday on Thanksgiving. So we're broadcasting again on the eve of Thanksgiving after we just had our Taco Bell and we're watching Once Upon a Time, the TV show from ABC.
We live a glamorous life.
Yes, absolutely. The dogs are sleeping. We're just enjoying our evening on Friday night. Wednesday night. What am I thinking? It's not the weekend. It feels like it's the weekend because we're off tomorrow. It feels like it's going to be a Saturday. 9:30 at night. We're doing this broadcast. Usually, me and Crosier have done this already, and I'm already starting to, add the pictures to the video because some people actually enjoy going through all the stills I put up on each episode, or they just like to listen to us. And that's something we're trying to work on still right now is getting through iTunes. It's the issue of Apple and making sure that we have enough content for them to have us run a podcast through them. So it's still in the works, but it's on its way. Speaking of Black Friday, the Virginia Review is going to have a first for its company. For the first time in history, they are going to be running a Black Friday sale. This Black Friday sale, though, is for online subscriptions only. For new or old subscribers, this deal will be only available at the Virginia Review location or by over the phone, not available online. For 3 months, $6.25, folks. For 6 months, $12.50. For 12 months, $25. I mentioned this last week. It is highway robbery. You would be getting this through either one, 3, 6, or 12 months for $2.08 a month. That is unreal. $2.08 a month. What can you do with $2.08? Go to McDonald's and get a burger. Go to Taco Bell and get a taco maybe. But for $2.08, you can head on over to www.thevirginiareview.com and get all of your local news from the Alleghany Highlands from the Virginia Review. Through that, you will get all of the full editions from the newspaper, the ones that you would get in print. You would get that. You will also get individual articles. Many folks love the fact that we just place individual articles. We have a brand new website. It is easier to maintain now. It is easier for our subscribers to log in and read each article individually. Obituaries are updated every single day, 7 days a week by Crosier. 7 days a week. It's a 7-day job. 200, what? How many days a year?
365.
Okay, I was going to say 285. I was way off.
When did you graduate?
I'm not a mathematician.
Matician?
Yeah, that thing. I'm not a mathematician. But for three months, again, $6.25. 6 months, $12.50. 12 months, $25. This is over 40% off, folks. Go on down to the Virginia Review if you're a new subscriber and you want to try it out. Best thing in this case, try it out for 3 months. $6.25. You can't beat it. Or if you're feeling frosty, go ahead and do a full year with 12 months for $25. This is a great deal. Black Friday sale going on only at the Virginia Review, but you can only do so by going to the Virginia Review location or by calling over the phone at 540-962-2121, extension 325. Head on down there on Black Friday. That is this Friday, November 23rd. After all the shopping you have been already doing. From 9 to 5, that deal is going to be going on. That's 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. as, of course, doors close at 5 p.m. Well, folks, Black Friday is coming up. Thanksgiving is coming up. We've already done a Would You Rather, and that was talking about Thanksgiving food and Kate liking having Thanksgiving food on that day, me preferring it the next day as leftovers. And I'm not too big on leftovers, but I do love me some Thanksgiving leftovers. Like I said, this was going to be a pretty quick show because, well, one, we're in our home. We're on the couch.
And I don't like to talk.
Kate doesn't like to talk, but she's done a hell of a job.
That's kind of you.
And I want to get back to some more Once Upon a Time. So I think we're going to wrap this week's show up. We had a good time. Oh, and I wanted to say one thing. I know we're talking with Zabrowski and Crosier all day that there was a lot of issues with the paper this week. Well, not this week, but for today's paper on Wednesday, November 21st. Folks, you got to understand the paper, they did not get the print paper until 2:30 this afternoon. There was a delivering issue going on from their print company that's out in the Shenandoah Valley. It takes a while to get there, so it didn't send out till 1:30 this afternoon. They didn't get it till after 2:30. Folks, there's still people, well, you're going to be listening again to this later on, but as of now, 9:30, 9:45 it is rather. We've been going on for about 15 minutes. 9:45 is the time. We still have people on foot carrying foot carriers and motor carriers out there who are devoted to doing what they do, busting their chops, and I mean, way past off hours. You know, some people haven't got their papers yet. It's going to come. It's going to come. I mean, these carriers are, you know, getting ready for Thanksgiving themselves. And, you know, I give them all the kudos in the world for still going out there at this time and delivering newspapers. So, folks, I want to wish you all a wonderful holiday, a wonderful Thanksgiving. If you're traveling, be safe. And, of course, if you go out on Black Friday, be safe as well and don't get trampled. Don't be that one who gets trampled, or don't be that one who tramples people. Have you had a interesting Black Friday story?
You know, I've seen a few fights break out, but I've never been involved.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So
I try to stay out of things.
So the gifts you got me last year, you didn't have to wrestle anybody for?
No.
Oh, okay.
I didn't.
That's a good thing. Peaceful shopping, folks. Only thing I could say is, you know, I mean, I've heard fights break out in the toy aisle at Walmart.
Well, luckily I didn't get you any toys last year.
I like electronic toys, gadgets.
I didn't get you any of those either.
Oh, you didn't get me a new tablet?
No.
Oh, okay. But I think we're going to wrap up our show. We had a good show this week. I want to thank my fiance, Kate, for joining us as my special guest co-host this week. Crosier will be back. I have to say this has been the most fun episode I've had. Not just because she's my fiance, but no, it's my fiance on my show with me. Of course, I'm going to say it.
That's sweet of you. Thank you for having me.
All right, folks, we hope you have a wonderful and safe holiday. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we will talk to you all next week as I have one hell of a packed show for you all next week, and I know Crosier does as well. We will have the return of the main event for next week. We will have mail time because I had a plethora of emails and messages for this week's episode that I'm going to save for next week. And oh boy, is it going to be a doozy. We're going to break some barriers next week. Thought we'd give it a little break this week, but next week, some barriers are going to be broken. I hope you're listening, Crosier, because barriers will be broken. For Kate, my special and wonderful and gorgeous co-host this week, I'm Adam Benz, signing off here from Breaking the Barrier. And as Crosier says, roll Tide.
Break it down! They generate